to the Brook Hill Podcast, where we talk about life, legacy, and leadership. And today we are coming at you another episode from Lead Weekend. Woo! Let's go. All right, so I want everybody just to introduce themselves really quickly and then tell how you guys met and why you wanted to be on the podcast today.
Okay. I'm Molly Montgomery. I'm a junior at Jonesboro High School.
Go, Jonesboro.
I'm Bella Rose, and I am a junior at Cabot High School.
I'm Molly Thompson, and I am a junior at Jonesboro High School.
Okay, and how did you girls meet? Y'all are all friends. You're gal pals. Like,
Yes.
how did we meet?
Well, Bella and I met at Brook Hill, and then obviously Molly lives in Jonesboro, goes to my school. So we met elementary school when she moved to Jonesboro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing, invited to her
them.
birthday party.
And then I met Bella Turkey Day, our first
Yes.
Turkey Day?
Our first Turkey Day 3
Okay.
years ago.
3 years ago. And ever since then, we clicked on the last day of Turkey Day, which is probably one of the most saddest things about Brook Hill. I was like, I just found my best friend, and it's the last day, and I'm leaving. But ever since then, we've been so close. We JC'd together last year, and it was just great.
Yeah, I just got chills. So, and then Molly introduced me to all of her friends at Jonesboro, especially the ones that go to Brook Hill. And now, I've told my mom I've wanted to move to Jonesboro ever since.
Oh, no. Now your mom doesn't want to send you back because you want to move to Jonesboro.
Yes.
No. So, it just means you have to come back to Brook Hill if you guys are going to hang out. So we're here at Lead Weekend. We're talking about soft skills and the importance of leadership, the importance of communication. We talked last night about, the lies in our head, right, that tell us that we're not enough. And, here it is. We, in our heart, deep down, it's like the Lord is calling us. We want to be a leader. We want to serve others and help other people. But there's always this thought in my mind, I'm not as good as somebody else, or I'm not enough. And so, one of the things that we wanted to talk about today is comparisons, right?
Yeah.
And, so if you are a girl in junior high, girl in high school, maybe even in college, I know you guys are headed there. What are these comparisons that take us out? Do you feel like comparisons is something that is it's really affecting us, and why is it affecting us?
Absolutely. I guess I'll start. I feel, especially in our generation and in our culture right now, we have social media, and that is a huge factor into comparison. And it just kind of you're just scrolling and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had their life. Oh, they look like they're having so much fun and I'm not. Maybe I should be more like them. But also that's not true, because social media is just a highlight reel. And I did not get social media until last year. And it was my parents' choice, but also I respected that because I did not feel like I needed it either. And I got it last year, and ever since I have felt my levels of comparison go up, honestly, saying from that. But I recognize that this year, and I have learned to kind of control it, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about comparison today.
Yeah, for sure. I think social media is definitely a really scary thing, but I think it's so important. I find myself being oh my goodness, even if it's she's so pretty, but then again, for girls, it's she's so aesthetic. How does she make her Instagram so cute?
Yes.
She's so aesthetic.
Yes.
What is all right, you got to help me with that one.
Okay, it's just all her posts, they all go together so good, and everything she, her life just looks so in place. But then I have to remind myself that it's just it's not a facade, but it's the best moments of her life. And that if she's going through something, she's not going to post about it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's art.
Yeah.
Or
right? It's just she's really good at art, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm not going to take a picture of my homework at school and be like, hey guys, I'm doing homework. That's not a highlight of my life.
So true.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I think one big thing about comparison for me is I have a twin sister. So I
did not know that.
I grew up comparing myself
Identical
to her.
twin?
Fraternal.
Fraternal.
They look alike. They do look alike.
Okay.
Yeah, she used to go to Brook Hill. She is prioritizing running at the moment. She's top 50 in the United States. I like to brag about her.
She's amazing.
Of course she is.
She's incredible.
She's incredible.
Wow. And she runs for fun.
Yeah.
No one's chasing her.
No one's chasing her.
Wow.
Yeah, only reason I run's for ice cream, guys. So
She's a winner.
You're the funny twin.
So yeah, I mean, I've had people which is so stupid, but I've had people tell me like, oh, like, what's it, like, your twin's prettier and stuff like that. And
No.
yeah. I remember someone told me, they were like, I can't believe you and Lauren are twins. She's so pretty. And I was like, what does that mean?
No.
And I think just growing up, and then like, I know my parents don't have favorites, but you always think they do. And then that just comparison. So I feel like I relate a lot to this topic.
My sisters can relate. I was the favorite, and I didn't even try. I'm sorry for them.
It was effortless.
It was.
Came naturally.
It was. Now, one of my sisters is 15 years younger, so she was just a child. So there's a book called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. We've actually talked about it on the pod before. I don't know if you remember that with Maylee. But he talks a lot about, just if we could hammer back down to what you're saying about social media and anxiety. I was even talking to a business friend of mine. Shout out to Native, who does our T-shirts, which I am wearing one of the Brook Hill T-shirts right now.
Love it.
But Live Native, one of the owners of it, he was just talking about how he, as a 40-year-old man, I don't know how old you are, 40-year-old man, had to put his cell phone down because he said he's sitting there and he's hearing about a bombing over here and this person hates this person, this happened, and you're just like, I can't, and, you're hearing about, used to back in the day, you only knew about the problems in your circle, right? Mm-hmm. My school, my church, my family, my friends, my community. But now you know about everybody's problems, and Jonathan Haidt just talks about how it's not healthy.
It's so overwhelming. Honestly, it's so overwhelming.
And it's addictive.
I agree. Social media can consume you. It's 1 minute you're just like, okay, I have a little bit of free time. Let me see what's on Instagram. And then you go into a deep dive about something and suddenly you're sitting there for hours just scrolling.
No, my screen time is so bad. I checked it in our cabin last night. It was
okay, let's do it.
15 hours.
What's our screen time?
No.
On Instagram or screen time in general?
Oh, okay. Screen time in general, I guess.
Okay.
I'm at 8 hours. Okay, you're going to have to help me. What am I looking at here? 8 hours? Do I need to click on this?
Yeah, just click.
Click on this. Okay. Okay, what did I do? Did I mess it up? Should I go week?
There you go. That's your daily average
What's your daily average screen time on your phone?
8 hours.
8 hours? My daily average... Oh, I've actually got you beat. I'm at 457.
I'm at 425.
It says my most used app is FaceTime, which is very true. I FaceTime my friends a lot. And then second is Instagram.
I don't even know where that FaceTime is. I don't FaceTime anybody. We are from different generations.
So this week is pretty good because I am at Brook Hill.
Okay.
So it's 4 hours. But last week I had an average of about 9 hours. With
9 hours.
With Monday being my my peak with 16 hours and 52 minutes.
A school day, mind you.
Yeah.
And the work day, mind you.
Wait, did you say
my goodness,
how many?
16
hours. How's that possible?
To be fair, it's looking like I fell asleep to a TikTok because I know
that's fair. That's fair.
But still, that's got to be around
All right, why am I struggling here? What
8 hours.
How do I look
hours.
at how do I rank them?
Okay.
Clearly, I am not on this.
Wait, yours does something kind of weird.
Yeah, what's going on here?
My God.
Tyler, Tyler loves Apple.
Social.
The week? No?
Oh, 13 hours and 25 minutes.
There
on
we go. There we go.
TikTok.
Okay. Clock. I've used the clock 2 hours and 40 minutes a day. Instagram 30 minutes, and then news 14 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, guys, clearly I'm struggling a little bit on the social media factor.
I'm probably more on my computer than I am on this thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Well, my top are Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. So
Okay.
that shows you social media.
It does.
Yep, right there.
I'm a big Netflix person.
You're a big Netflix person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't tell my
Okay.
dad. I'm not supposed to have it, but
Oh, are you going to tell your dad to listen to this podcast?
Make sure dad doesn't watch the
he's
podcast.
never watching this podcast.
Okay.
I'm paying for it myself. I just don't think he wants me buying streaming services.
I got you.
Okay,
I got you.
understandable.
Yeah, I'm hearing that. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think my screen time has helped more than other people's because the only social media I have is Instagram.
Okay.
I don't have Snapchat or TikTok, and I think that definitely helps me a lot on my screen time.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
don't see the importance of Snapchat. Like, I'm like, why are we doing this?
I don't understand it. I was given a choice if I wanted it or not, and I didn't get it. So I don't know, but
I don't either, and I'm an avid user. It's literally, for me, it's just like messages, but not.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have a point.
I like sending hauls on Snapchat. I don't like
Sending what?
like
Oh,
like
that's
I'm
a
like
good point.
I went shopping, here's everything I got, and it's like a video.
Hauls.
Yeah.
Your haul, like you hauled in.
Wait.
Okay, so like
H-U-A-L? Is
like
that
if
how
you were a
H-A-U-L.
fisherman, like if
Okay,
you were a
guys.
fisherman, you have a haul
Yeah,
of fish. Except
Yeah.
for you fish for clothes or
Yes.
something.
it's
Absolutely.
basically just like showing people what you got, which also I just thought might cause comparison
Oh.
because they're like, I wish I had what she had.
Yeah, like I wish I had the money to go shopping like that. So
Yeah.
so many different ways, but yeah.
Yeah, I do the same thing with my wife. She buys all this stuff, and I'm like, I wish I had the money to buy all that stuff like you do, you know. So yeah, that's good. I tell you, with Instagram, one of the things that I did was I created a couple of different. Like I did one. I'm really into what am I into? Stocks investing. Thank you.
yeah.
And so I did one that I only followed investment people, so that if I'm doom scrolling, I'm only doom scrolling on what I'm wanting to learn. I think you can do it with leadership. I think you can do it with anything. And so I actually don't let anybody, like I don't let my friend, now I'll send Tyler stuff because it's stocks or whatever, but we still don't follow each other on that one so that we can control the algorithm. And I think you can do that. You know, you could do it for Bible, whatever you wanted to do. If you wanted to try and be like, okay, I'm tired of doom scrolling on this, right? I don't know. That's just something I've tried. What have y'all tried to do to help with this one?
Okay, I love how you brought up the filtering and like controlling because there's apparently a thing on Instagram, I found it last week, to where you can type in words into your settings and it will not show you that ever again. So one of the things that I typed in was like, I know I typed in devil, I typed in like different things, I typed in like sexual immorality and stuff like that so that I would not ever see those videos come up on my feed, and I have never seen one since.
Brilliant.
I don't know how I found it, but
I
I'll
did
have to
not know
find
you
it
could do
again,
that.
and I need to share it with other people because I hated, especially seeing things right now like the Epstein files that
Oh,
have
yeah.
came out. It was constantly feeding me that, and it was just really bringing me down, and I put that in there too. Haven't seen a single video since, and
Wow.
it's
I
a
like getting on
blessing,
the
honestly.
clean freak side of TikTok where it's just like people like being like, oh, if your bed's unmade, you're a terrible human being, which like I know it's really bad, but it's also like I made my bed the other day, guys. So yeah.
But, you know, that goes back to the verse that talks about taking every thought captive, right?
Yes.
It's like, I'm going to decide, and we think of that when we hear that verse of our thought life in our head, but we don't think about it with the thought life that we're supplying into our head, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's brilliant to try and do that, or to go down to the making your bed,
Yeah. Sometimes I need a little pressure on that.
personal cabin cleanup you got going on over there. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. What do you think?
For limitations, honestly, I'm not the greatest of it. I just thought of this, and I gave up energy drinks for Lent, but I was like, I should have given up Instagram or TikTok for Lent. But honestly, one thing that helps me a lot in summer especially is camp, being off your phone Turkey Day.
For sure.
Turkey Day gives me a great refresh. It's like I'm never on my phone there, and then I get home and I'm like, I don't need this. So definitely stuff like that. And I stay busy all the time, so I'm on my phone, but my screen time wasn't all that high. So
I can't be talking.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, I truly don't know how I'm doing this, like with this high of screen time, because I'm not allowed to be on my phone when I work. It's like a big no policy, which is great. It's definitely bumped my screen time down from like 10 hours to like 5 hours, but it's still 5 hours. And then also at school, it's completely banned. You get like written up to have your phone. So
Okay. Yeah, you guys all go to public school, right?
Yes, sir.
And so they have the law, right? Was that frustrating for people? Are people still doing it?
yes.
I don't abide by it.
I feel like it's not even necessarily like if you get on your phone, you're rebellious. It's the teachers just
Gotcha.
They
it's-
don't
not- yeah.
implement
they-
it.
depending
don't-
on the teacher.
yeah.
I definitely have some classes where it's like I know.
And obviously, I'm not here to bash phones, right? I'm
No,
not here to
absolutely.
bash social media. It's a tool. But just
Sure.
like any tool, you have to be responsible
yeah,
with
for
it.
sure.
And you have to ask yourself, is this tool harming me, or is this tool helping me.
Absolutely.
And so as we're talking about comparison today, you have to ask yourself, are comparisons, is this causing a toxic side of comparison for me? Or is it, for me, I don't know if you follow me, but on my stories, I like to post leadership stuff. That's
Yes.
It's who I am. It's what I do. I mean, we're here at Lead Weekend. And so, that is what I like to use it as a tool for positive. But obviously, like you talked about, there's things that can just come at you. And unless you control the tool, I think it can be a toxic thing. So I don't blame the thing. I blame what we're doing with it. And I think as adults, right, you guys obviously approaching adulthood, you want to be responsible for you want to control your own habits, right? What do you think?
Absolutely.
I agree.
I love it. All right, so we're talking about comparisons here. What do you think if someone is in junior high, someone is in high school, what are the things maybe from your younger self? What are some things that you wished your younger self had known in junior high, early high school years that maybe you really were beating up on yourself? What are some things that you have learned and wish you knew back then?
Oh wait, you go first.
Okay. I wish that I would have learned that like school is a big thing personally for me, and I wish that I would have learned that like if I mess up like one time, like if I studied really hard and I don't get the grade I wanted, like it's not the end of the world. And I wish I would have known that like before I entered high school, because high school gets a lot harder.
So it's not a contest, right?
No.
It's not about me. It's not a contest between me and my classmates.
Yes.
Right.
But it can often be confused as that, especially for like competitive people.
Oh yeah, for sure. One thing for me, I wish I knew, like my younger self, I wish I knew that I had my own gifts and talents, and that I was made myself for a reason. I was made to be, I feel like I'm more of a loud, energetic type, and that's gone with some critics from others, but I also feel like that it's just who I am as a person, and I don't think I needed to put myself down so much, especially as like 12 years old. Like I was not supposed to be putting myself down.
Absolutely. That's powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is powerful. It's so important.
So I think that there's so much, and especially as a high school teenage girl, to compare yourself with, whether it's like she's so pretty, like I could never look like that, or she does this, she's top in her sport, she's top in the class, whatever. I just think that I wish I could remind my younger self that God, I'm looking a lot at Psalm 139 right now, but God has a unique plan for each of us, and if we're all each going on our own plans, our own paths, and you're like, oh, she's doing so good on her path, let me just kind of come over here and take a detour from mine so I can be on hers. Ultimately, you're just leading yourself further from God just because you want to get on her path, even if you think that's the right thing to do. She looks great. She looks like she's living out what God has for her, and you want to do that too, but in her way, it's ultimately going to lead you further from God, even when you don't think it will.
And you'll never be satisfied at all. Like it'll never bring you like true satisfaction and true joy.
Yep.
They often say that comparison is the thief of joy. That's so true.
Yeah.
So good.
I agree.
I think we're all terrible copies. You are only a great original. I mean, we just really are. And when you try and be like somebody else, you're never going to be comfortable. You're never going to be good at it. And I just had to learn I am who I am, And I don't say that in a way that I'm not willing to grow, but just God made me a certain way. And I think it's so important that in high school, because the stage of life, which we're going to talk about tomorrow, stage of life, the stage of life, from birth to 18, 20, somewhere, whatever, it's identity. It's who am I and where am I going? And I think as you're in that formation, there are so many things combating, there's so many lies in your head trying to tell you that you're not good enough, right? That's something we talked about last night.
Yeah.
And I think it's only, and obviously it's as we fall in love with the Lord, as we grow in Him, we begin to discover how He made us, right? And I think it's just such the enemy to make you think that I'm not good enough or I shouldn't be more of who I am, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where these comparisons get us. And so what are some other thoughts that y'all had on comparisons?
Another thought I had was that, It says here, "For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made." I think that it shows, like, when we criticize ourselves or compare ourselves to others, it's almost like God's like, why? Like, I created you to be Molly, and I created you to be Bella, and I created you to be Molly. And, but, like, why doesn't she want to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
obviously he's not asking that question. He knows what we're thinking and why. But it's like, God created us to be this way, so don't, not offend him, but you know what I mean? Like, kind of be like, well, I don't like who he created me to be. I want to be her.
Yeah.
That's another thought I had, that you're just who you are because God created you to be that way, and he wants you to be that way.
It's like, think about if you had just worked really hard on a project and someone came up to you and was like, "Ooh, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Like, you did a terrible job." That's basically the exact thing that you're saying to God by comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
And everyone struggles with it. So, like, nobody, like, listening to this podcast should feel like, oh, I'm a terrible person because I compare myself to others. Every single person compares themselves to other people.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's a big part of our culture, like we were saying earlier. Like I feel like that's what you grow up with. It's comparison. And, like, I'll scroll on TikTok and it's like, here's how to look like this girl in your school. Or, like, here's how to be this smart or whatever. And just, like, again, you have your own gifts and you are made worthy and you are made as a child of God. And I feel like, I mean, God made the whole universe, and the universe is gorgeous. And then you took 9 months to create. Like, there was so much more effort and thought and beauty into you. So, yeah.
You know, I think life is about seasons, right?
Yeah.
And we all go through seasons. I think sometimes we're a little tougher on ourselves. And, you know, it's very easy to sit right there in a season and beat ourselves up and think there is no other side to this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I would wonder, have y'all had seasons where, you know, you weren't real happy with yourself or whatever? And I think it's important that we push through those seasons because there is another side.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think sometimes, especially in high school, junior high, you don't realize that you're in development.
Yeah.
That I mean, the 20-year-old, the 25-year-old, the 30-year-old, the 40-year-old you is going to look back and say, take it easy on yourself.
You're still learning. You're still
Absolutely.
growing.
You're in process. You're on the way there, right?
Yeah.
That's so true.
And so I think it's important. Did you guys had a season? Maybe you're in a season now where you're like, you know what, keep going. But I do think, you know, in girls especially, maybe it's because of the social media and the pressure that they have, that, I don't know, there can be some overthinking, right? Some
Yeah,
living
for
in your
sure.
head that causes some of that.
No, I agree. So I played volleyball for a really long time, and I grew up, I loved volleyball. I played it forever, but I got to the high school volleyball court, and it just completely changed for me. I felt like my coaches were hard on me, as a coach should be, but I took it more as like, I'm never good enough. Like,
Yeah.
they're always searching for the next best thing in me. Like, how am I going to amount to this? And so that really had me feeling down. I was like, I feel like I do so good at this thing they told me to correct last week, and here's something new. So that was definitely super hard for me. And I had to realize that they want me to be a good version of myself. But at the same time, it was a little bit hard because of them. I ended up quitting volleyball because it just wasn't for me. But they were a bit tough on me. So it was hard to navigate adults who were a little bit tougher on you when they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I think it created a negative environment because I went through the same thing, and we both like left it around the same time. Right before we came to JC here this summer is when we left our teams. But I think that it just created a very negative environment for me. And I'll be completely honest, I'm a avid overthinker. Like, I
am too.
overthink a lot, and I spend a lot of time in my head, and I have worked through that, and I've gotten a lot better at it. But it used to be really bad. Like, my freshman year of high school, I think, was at its peak probably when I would overthink the most. And I've grown so much since then, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah, for sure. We were just talking earlier this morning about how the tongue is in control of life and death. And, like, those words will shape and affect someone's life in either the better ways or, like, worse ways. I've had teachers tell me that, like, oh, like, I had one last year that told me, like, oh, you're not good enough for this AP test. You're not going to get the score you want. There's not a reason to try. I ended up getting a 4, so.
Is that good?
It's 1 out of 5.
It's on a scale of
Okay.
1 through 5.
That's good.
Well, I've never taken an AP test, so you're already way ahead of
And
me.
that's okay.
Okay.
It counts as college credit, a 4.
Okay.
Yes.
4 is
Yeah.
good. Okay.
That's
Three and up.
awesome.
Okay.
Found that first day of Brookhill that morning when you were signing in.
Yep.
I was so excited.
That's
Oh,
beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's important as leaders that we do realize that our words matter.
Yeah.
You
for
know,
sure.
and I think it's important. You know, I coached, and gosh, I wish I could go back and be a better coach. You know, I don't coach anymore. I don't want to coach anymore. But I wish I could go back and, you know, one of my mentors now, he's in the San Antonio Spurs, the NBA team, and they talk about how they focus more on positive plays than they do negative plays.
Yeah.
And so they like to show their team highlights and say, hey, let's have more of those. And they
Wow.
don't, they like to, and it's just an interesting approach. Of course, San Antonio is really killing it right now. But I think as coaches, I don't know, we just get so critical, and it's how we say it, and it makes people not want to play, you
Yeah.
know, and it's the shaming and blaming culture. And we use the sports analogy, but I think you can take that to anything, right?
Absolutely,
You can take that
sure.
to any young leader that you're trying to mentor, trying to coach up. And so, you know, let me ask you a question. If your coach had framed it better, do you think it would have motivated you to stay?
I definitely do. I think that my coach sometimes definitely focused on the negatives, and when we'd have film days, it was always like, oh, remember this clip, Molly, when you did this, and why did you do that? And I'm like, yeah. But for sure,
Because it's my goal to hit the ball out.
Yeah,
right? It's
exactly.
No, I was
what
actually-
you know what I'm saying?
and
And I know I'm guilty of it, so I'm definitely not here
Oh,
judging
yeah.
it. I was guilty of it. Ugh. So, you know.
yes, I feel like during that season, I was living in a negative environment, and she was also upset with me because I played another sport, which interfered. And so,
Go tennis.
right. And
I knew I liked Molly. Tennis.
Hey, I'm tennis
Molly
too.
and Molly both.
Yeah, on the tennis team. There
That's
you
awesome.
go.
so, yes, I think that if I maybe also, it could have been my perspective too, because it was definitely a negative environment, but I also was dwelling in those negatives. And I think that if I was like, okay, well, there's a positive side to this, I could have seen through it a little bit more and been a little bit more positive to my teammates, knowing that they were also sitting in that negative environment.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I also think like there's gonna be times when you realize your words have hurt someone, and I don't think it's ever too late to apologize or take it back. There's times I've texted people and be like, hey, I worded that wrong. I'm feeling really jealous at the moment of this thing, but I'm happy for you. I'm proud for you. Like, you're gonna do great at this. Like, it's never too late to take it back. I've had people take back stuff for me too, and like it honestly, it reshapes how you think of that said person, but also like, we're all human. You're going to make mistakes. None of us are perfect over here. So, yeah, just remember what your words can do and the power you hold.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't leave just because of like negativity. One of the reasons was I wanted to work camp so bad, and I couldn't miss
Same here.
practice and play. And so I had to choose between volleyball or coming to work at camp, and I absolutely chose coming to work at camp. And but comparison, like on the team, I was a defensive specialist in a libero, and that's a very competitive position, especially for us shorter people. And so, like, anytime during practice, anytime one of the girls would, like, make a perfect pass, I'd be like, oh, dang it, now she's going to play over me. Like, I would, instead of being happy for her, I would feel just like an inner, like, hate for that. I'd be like, dang it, I hate that she did good, so that makes me look worse, when really I should have been praising her as a teammate to help her and, like, build her up to have us all work as a team and win together, and it's not just, like, an alone thing.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
can
what
resonate with
comparison
that.
does to you.
For sure, I resonate with that because it was such a competitive environment, and I am a competitive person, but to an extent. So yeah, whenever my teammate would make a mistake not make a mistake, do something good, I would be like, well, there goes my chance, even though that's not
Yes.
true. But yeah, I totally resonate with what Bella says. It's just such a hard environment: school, sports, social media.
And that goes to, like, your mindset. Like, last night, I think it was you talked about the abundance versus scarcity mindset. Like, instead of being like, oh, that was my last chance, like, now I have no more, instead you can be like, oh, how can I work towards that and work harder to achieve what they're achieving too? And, like, how can I keep going, and how can I make this even bigger and better than, oh, no, woe is me, like, this was my last chance, oh, no. But like I really loved that you mentioned the abundance versus scarcity mindset, because that can go for comparison as well.
Yeah, and God's plan is so fruitful. There's so much stuff coming for you. Like, I have no clue what's ahead of me, but I'm so excited. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for the life I'm going to have. And there's things that didn't go my way, and it turned out it worked, like, for the better. Like, I moved schools. I moved to Jonesboro, and I remember the year before, I was running for a position for next year's student council, and I thought I had it. I, like, finally felt I had all the votes, and I didn't get it. It's such a popularity contest. And I remember being so upset about it that it went to someone younger than me. But then I ended up, throughout that year, I really resonated with Jonesboro, and so I moved over there, and I've met so many incredible people, amazing people who've pushed me towards God. I mean, Molly invited me to Bible study, and I would not have the relationship I have with Jesus without her, for sure.
So looking back, you would say that negative event was a positive event.
Oh, yeah, no, completely turned around.
Because
sure.
you would not have made these decisions. And so, one of the things we talked about last night was worthiness.
Yes.
And instead of walking in unworthiness, if we walk in freedom, we start to see these doors that close as God directing us a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Instead of what's wrong with me, God, what do you have for me next?
Yeah,
God, I can't wait to see. Oh, I'm sad that didn't work out, but I'm excited because what that must mean is there's new friends, new doors, new opportunity, new things that are about to open up, right?
Yeah.
And so that's a freedom way of looking at things instead of a victim way of looking at things, right? Adult mindset, things that we talk about. These are the things that we're talking about at Lead Weekend. And so I am so glad that y'all are here. What is one last thing you would like to say before we end here today on comparisons? What encouragement would you give to a girl in junior high and high school right now who might be dealing with this?
Yeah, honestly, just know that you are your own person, and if you ever need to talk to someone, I'm sure you could reach out to any camp counselor, and they will tell you the same thing, that God has made you fearfully and wonderfully, and that they know that you're your own person and you're beautiful just the way you are. So I think that's so important, just to remember that it's all part of God's plan, and God created you to be exactly who you are.
Yeah. I'm going to quote someone else because this is one of my favorite quotes, but I think it's Jason Ross that always says that God created you to be you, and you can't be anyone else, so you might as well be you.
Yeah, for sure. And also, your friends aren't going to be friends with you because of how you look. I'm not friends with Molly because how pretty she is. I'm friends with her because she's so loyal and she's kind and she's sweet. And, like, no one's looking at you and be like, oh, well, I'm only friends with her because she's blue eyes. Like, no, you're friends with them because of their personality. And I just feel like everyone needs to remember that you are made your own special ways.
Absolutely.
So. You're your own biggest critic.
Yeah, you pay more attention to yourself than anybody does.
And everybody else is doing the same thing, right? That's all it is. So we might as well forget about that and move on to more important things, right?
That's right.
Yes,
I agree.
absolutely.
All right, Lead Weekend. Thank you, ladies, for being on Life, Legacy, and
Thank you
Leadership,
for
the Brook Hill
having us.
Podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
You're
welcome.
so much.